to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington football podcast by fans for fans. With your hosts, Jesse Martin.
You want to play what? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
John Taylor.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
And Keith Gray.
The King, your Majesty.
And now here's your host, John Taylor.
Hey everybody! This thing jumps all over the place when it comes. When it ends and when it doesn't. I am John Taman. I am a perpetually confused host of this here show, the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. With me is my COVID-19 stricken friend, Jesse Martin, whose head sounds like he's fucking got fish stuck up his goddamn nose are so filled up.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Dude, that bad. That bad. So you surviving? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Stay home from work today?
Yeah, can't really do nothing. So stay in a little hole. I had actually came over here to do the podcast, but I got plenty of this to
I can't even see what that is.
sponsor. Lysol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were showing me a sports drink. I was like, damn, they make a sports drink now. Lysol energy drink. All right, our other friend, international television sensation Keith Gray, is going to be late. He just texted us and said he's late. He is hung up at a signing, apparently, because, that picture of him and Tanya Snyder and the rest of the hog farmers is going to go completely viral because, hey, man, when you start playing with the big players, a little show like this just starts to get to be second on the list, right? Third on the list.
Oh yeah. It's we're just not important enough anymore.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Yam. I am doing everything I can to get better. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Scott, what's up, my guy? How you doing, buddy? Yeah.
So, you know what? I'm just going to start off real quick because I just I made mention of that picture of the hog farmers with Tanya Snyder, and people are shitting all over him on social media. So,
Sit down and shut the fuck up.
Shut up! Shut up!
Sit the fuck down and shut up.
Shut up and sit down.
You shut up!
Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
right. I know we all know that the Snyders are kind of scummy people, right? But you know what? I'll tell you this. Find me a billionaire that isn't. Just find one you can't dig up. The difference between Dan Snyder and most billionaires is we know what kind of a shithead he is. The other ones, some of them manage to hide it. But you know what? The hog farmers do good work. Leave them alone. I don't care if they take a picture with somebody you don't like. It doesn't help their cause, and their cause is important. Remember, their cause is for families that are going through unbelievable hell. So,
no shit. Yeah, I almost broke my Twitter silence when I saw that picture. The bozos that are shitting on that. I met Tanya Snyder at week 1 in the new NFL shop, the Commander shop. Listen, she's nice. Yeah. Guilty by association. I get that. But you know what? Just fuck y'all, man. Just fuck big fuck y'all to them.
I like some of those guys that are saying that stuff. I'm friends with them. They're good people.
But I mean, I could care less. I don't know him.
But here's the thing. Tanya Snyder, whatever, she's guilty by association, whatever. Look, she plays in the power players. She knows the owners. No. She's an owner. Okay. What if she introduces them to somebody that really helps them take off? Sure. Right. There's no such thing as bad publicity. It's not like she's taking with Donald Trump or anything.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Half of our audience just turned us off. What? Fuck him. Fuck that. Go Q. Go Q.
Yeah.
All right. So Victory Monday. How about that?
Yeah, we won.
We won.
We won.
Not only that, but we all called for it. We all said that they would win.
Yeah. I had a good feeling about it, and I have I have a lot of shit to sit down and shuts up today. Just going through listening to the podcasts and radio today. Just didn't really have much else to do. But like.
Well, by all means, let's start.
Sit down and shut the fuck up.
Shut up! Shut up!
Sit the fuck down and shut up.
Shut up and sit down.
You shut up!
Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
All those I told you so's, the Henneke Hive are coming out of the woodwork.
The Henneke Hivers.
I guess they didn't watch the first half of the game. They probably, I don't know if they were sleeping or something, but just sit down and shut up. Okay. It was a half. Okay. We've seen this all last year. He will play good in spurts. Get it. It does not mean he's the future. And moreover, another sit down and shut up. All the people are saying that we wasted $28 million on Carson Wentz. No, we didn't. We had to do something. We had to fucking do something because Taylor Heineke is not good enough to lead this franchise. Okay.
Well,
so for me, not being able to get Russell Wilson, not being able to get Aaron Rodgers, there was nobody else to get. Okay. I get it's a steep price, but we can cut bait at the end of the year. They had to try something.
Yeah, that something had to be done. And honestly, I mean, that's a whole conversation for a whole other time, which means like the entire offseason, because frankly, do you let this staff make another quarterback pick? Because, so here's the thing about Taylor Heineke. So I guess we'll just jump right on in with that is Taylor Heineke's performance yesterday, since that will be the big topic among Washingtonians. Look, he did. He had a piss poor first quarter. He was luckier than hell that he didn't have 2 pick sixes. He was very lucky. We got a ticky-tack call for an illegal contact. Yeah, fumble, whatever it was. Look, here's the thing. I joked yesterday on Twitter that Dan Snyder, I said the chances Dan Snyder has this referee's daughter in a cage at the bottom of his yacht, 61%. And of course I had people writing back, this is terrible. You shouldn't have said that. That's just too awful. Whatever. It's a fucking joke. Relax. But the ref made some nice calls in our favor that usually go against us. How many times do we see some awesome play that we make called? Well, we saw 2 interceptions 2 weeks ago called back for the illegal contact that called back the first interception was a ticky-tack call, I would say. So we got one back. All right. And fine. You take advantage of these things. He got up off the canvas. He had some bad throws that also should have been picked off in the first quarter. And in the second half, I thought he played well. And I don't mean he played well enough. I thought he played well. That throw to Terry was a dime. That thing was pretty as can be. Nice arc on it. Came down right in his breadbasket, right at the pylon. That was beautiful. So I'm not saying that he's the future or anything like that, but right now we're 1-0 with him as the starter. Wentz is out for at least 4 weeks. So what happens if he goes 4-0? We'll talk about that when it happens.
Listen, 1 game at a time, just like Ron Rivera said at the press conference. 1 game at a time. We can talk about it.
I'm allowed to talk about
listen, it. I like Yam said, I want Taylor to be on this team too. He is the perfect backup quarterback, and that's exactly what he is. He's a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
And you also notice, and even when Taylor was struggling in the beginning of the game, the offense flowed a whole hell of a lot better. Even those misses, and he was missing big, those plays were there to be had. They were open. Yep. He was just off target. He was not accurate whatsoever. And this goes back to Carson Wentz. I know I'm in the minority here, but I still think Scott Turner can call plays. They're just limited of what Carson Wentz could do because he does not know the offense like Taylor Heineke knows this offense. Okay, listen, the plays are there to be had.
There was things that I saw yesterday that got me down on Scott Turner. All right, and one of those things was Chris Cooley was on John Keim this past week on his podcast, and he made a really interesting point that he doesn't think that there are options in the route trees, that Scott Turner is rigid as to where these guys are going to run on each particular play. And I think I see what he's talking about. We don't go over the middle very often. Last week, we ran a slant. Terry caught a slant. I about shit myself. We ran a slant, right? 2 weeks ago. Last week, we ran a crossing pattern. Yesterday, we ran a shallow crosser. It was a short gain. I think we only got like 4 or 5 yards out of it, but a wide receiver on a shallow cross. But then, like early in the first quarter, in the first half, the interception for a touchdown. Who the fuck says Taylor Heineke's throwing a goddamn out pattern? I don't care if it's a 12-yard out. It's 40-yard throw for him, and he can't do it. All right, if he's on the other hash, he can't do it. And so what do we get? We throw this out pattern, and it gets immediately intercepted, taken back for a touchdown.
Well, that throw should have never been made. That's the whole thing. He should have never thrown that ball.
I watch these other plays as they set up. I watch other plays as they set up, and you look at the middle of the field, and it's wide open, but nobody's there. Nobody goes there. And I think that Cooley has a good point that Scott Turner says, you are all going to turn this way and nobody deviate. So they don't have a whole lot of optional things that they can do to try to spring something open, which that I find that falls on Scott Turner. But
I'm going to have to disagree with that. I think the limited option is the quarterback position itself. Listen, you're not going to win or you're not going to score 30 fucking points if you don't have a quarterback to fucking be able to do it, man. There is very minimal quarterbacks right now playing in this league right now that can do what there's only so many Patrick Mahomes. There's only so many Josh.
You can say that about any era of football. There's probably half the league can play.
We have a backup quarterback. Okay, an XFL quarterback that was an undrafted free agent, has been sitting on his sister's couch 2 years ago, in as their best option at this moment. Okay, and then you have a broken Carson Wentz, who's only been in one offense his entire NFL career, learning a new offense. Yes, that's going to take time. Okay, because the Andy Reid offense and the Scott Turner and the Eric Coryell offense is totally different. It's learning another language.
I get it, and they also said yesterday in the broadcast that it's a total different terminology too. So he's got to learn how to speak it again.
But my point is, even with Taylor Heineke, with his limitations, you saw that offense run a hell of a lot. And we spoke about this. We spoke about this on Friday.
He's better at running through his progressions. Wentz rarely runs through his progressions.
Exactly.
He picks his player. He picks his spot and he goes for it.
Exactly. So I think there's going to be there has to be a real conversation, whether or not, say Heineke goes 2-2 in these next 4 games. There still needs to be a conversation. Is Wentz? The thing about it, if Wentz and Heineke, if Heineke had Wentz's arm, or if Wentz had Heineke's athletic ability and moxie, I think that'd be your perfect quarterback right there. But unfortunately, they're just two different guys, and you can't win a Super Bowl on just heart. I'm sorry. Heineke has all the heart in the fucking world. He has all the balls in the world, but it takes more than that, unfortunately.
That's true. See, my thing about Scott Turner is seems to me that he does not call plays that go to the strengths or weaknesses of his quarterbacks. With Wentz getting obliterated the way he was, he kept calling these deep drops. We talked about that for the first month of the season, about how he really wasn't getting plays called that would help him try to get rid of the ball faster. I watched Tua Tagovailoa last night. 1.6 seconds per throw in the first half, man. That dude he would drop back 1-2, boom, ball is out.
That ball is out. He's accurate.
Yeah, he's at not only that, but he can get it to Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill can take it and do amazing things with it.
That's the difference between you gotta
throw it on time. In this league you have to, because pass rush is not gonna. It's so dominant. That's the only way to get at a quarterback anymore, is to try to disrupt the passing game. You can't do it in the back end. You have got to disrupt the passer. So,
and our offensive line is playing better, but it's still not good. It's still not good.
No, but it is. It's a lot better than it was the first 3 weeks of the season. Well, the second, third, and fourth week of the season, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that we're running the ball more. We had a good chunk of carries yesterday. We were talking about that. Yeah. But
we'll talk about more of that on Friday. Yeah.
A good chunk of carries yesterday. They established a running attack, which was good, and I think it worked the same way that it worked the week before. We were able to pound it a little bit with Williams. And then you bring in Gibson and he finds openings. All right. And they had 2 back sets sitting up in there. This is where I like Scott Turner. He does do some innovative things. He had 2 back sets. The play that got the touchdown to Gibson was brilliant. It was fucking brilliant. Yeah. Right. So this is where I want to see more consistency in that kind of thing. I think once Heineke settled down, he played all right. And it's no doubt this team rallies around that guy.
It is. No, you're 100%.
They rally around that guy.
100%.
They like
100% correct on that. They do, because he's just one of the guys. Man.
Yeah,
he's just one of the guys.
Yeah,
and that's what I like about him too. the fact of the matter is he's just a hell of a lot more comfortable in his offense than Carson Wentz. Unfortunately, they both have their limitations. Carson Wentz can't throw the short game.
No,
that sucks.
not at all.
But Heineke can't throw the long game, although he did throw his
he
best,
hit that
he
just
did
Terry. It was
throw
beauty.
That 37-yard
that
pass.
was a pretty pass.
Was
Look, if that's
probably
his
the
long
best,
game,
that was his best pass he's ever thrown in his entire what has he been alive? 27 years?
27 years? I don't know. He had a couple good ones last year. But, yeah, if that's the longest of his long game, I mean, he 35 yards in stride in the air. I'll take that. I'll take that. He got the single coverage out there, and he hit it. He spread the ball around well yesterday. Terry had a great game. He had a lot of touches on the football. They got the ball in Samuel's hand a lot of times, a lot of different ways.
Terry won this game.
Cam Sims had a catch.
Did he?
I think he did.
I must have been sneezing.
Okay. Yeah, I think he had a catch. I think he had his hands on the ball.
I know he was thrown. It was thrown to Cam Sims, and then it was thrown to him, but it was a short pass, and Terry had to go break it up. Otherwise, it would have been another pick six. But Cam Sims was the target of that.
He can't catch a break. All right, let me look at the numbers here. See if he did indeed touch the ball yesterday.
We don't know where Keith is. Keith is late. He's at a signing or something, signing some autographs somewhere.
No, he didn't catch a pass yesterday. Oh, yes, he did. He caught one pass for 12 yards.
Oh, did he? Okay. Well, I must have been, like I said, I must have been sneezing during that time.
Yeah, Keith is at a signing right now. He's sitting there in his McDonald's bibs.
Let's move on to the running backs real quick, because I've seen a lot of conversation, and this goes. This is my next sit down and shut the fuck up to all the people who thinks Gibson should be the main focus on running back. No, he should not. What he's doing right now is perfect. The more Gibson gets the ball, the more he's going to get banged up, and the more chances he's going to put the ball on the turf. This is what you brought Brian Robinson in to do. He is the stud up the middle, in between the tackles, running back, to loosen them up. And then you have Gibson come in and use his skill set to do exactly what the fuck he's doing. Please shut the fuck up. Stop talking this nonsense that Gibson should be the one that's getting the ball. Fuck no, he's not. This is what this running game is supposed to be like.
Sit down and shut the fuck up.
Shut up! Shut up!
Sit the fuck down and shut up.
Shut up and sit down.
You shut up!
Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
Exactly right. Look, this is how it's supposed to work.
Yes.
This is the 1-2 punch. One thing I've been noticing around the league is a lot of these innovative little young coaches, these hot shots that have all these amazing playbooks and this new styles of offensive. They're doing a lot of old style things too. They're running fullbacks up the middle on I formation, just fucking pound the football. All right. So I love seeing this. All right. What I would like to see a little bit better. Robinson ran a little tentative, I thought. I want to see him get behind his
pads are a little bit high. Yeah, his pads are a little bit high. But listen, this is still his third game as an
he got shot
too much. He got shot for like a little over a month ago. So let's just chill the fuck out on Brian Robinson.
Right now, I'm not criticizing him, but I do want to see him
still
be a little
ran. He did run for like 75 yards or 80 some yards.
78 yards. I would like to see. Now he did have a good power run that got us down around the 5-yard line. He carried a bunch of guys on that play. Yeah, that's what I want to see. He did have some runs where it looked to me like he was trying to be a little more finesse to pick a hole, like a couple of the outside runs. Then put your foot in the dirt, find one. You saw Gibson do it, right? Gibson, when he got in the game, you're right. That defense is loosened up. This is the second week we've seen it. This is how it's supposed to work. He finds openings, he finds holes, and he is fast. They don't catch up to him. The one thing that I see that is a potential negative is this is pushing J.D. McKissick a little bit out, and I'd like to see him get touches too. But hey, right? Yeah, that's a good problem to have. We got too many good running backs to get the ball to.
Yeah, Gibson's such an asset in the passing game too, and you're right. It kind of flushed J.D. McKissick out, but we have Brian Robinson being able to run it up the middle. Before last year, you had McKissick as their third down back, and he's still doing a lot of third down work. But I'm sorry, you got to put your best players on the field. Okay. I think Brian Robinson is your nitty gritty, tough first, second down, run, up the middle. This is allowing Gibson to play his best.
Right. Now, I want to see some more of these two back sets.
Yeah, me too. There
On
should
first
be
and
zero.
second down.
There should be zero argument about that.
Right.
100%.
I want to. I mean, they did show some innovative sets yesterday. They had a pistol formation with 3 guys in the backfield. They did.
Even Terry was in the backfield.
Right. I want to see some straight up T formation. Show me some I formation. All right, and then run one. Give it to Gibson, and let him follow Robinson through the hole. Let's try a couple of that stuff. Let them. I want that defense to think they're going to get punched in the fucking mouth, and that's when you can get Heineke to be able to go over the top. Play action. I was talking about this with Andy on the Command Bunker podcast about an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago. Play action only works if you can threaten the run. Yep. We seem to do play action with Carson Wentz as if it's just something like, okay, we called this on Madden. He's going to fake a handoff. But if they aren't afraid of the handoff, the fake does no good. It's just a waste of time. Literally, you're wasting your time because they're coming after you. So I like it. Pound that run. Establish that run. Yeah. All right. Even if it's 2 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards, 3 yards, establish it. Because even if that thing doesn't loosen up for Robinson and he doesn't get another, 25 or 30 yard run, it does for Gibson. It loosens up and he's getting 15, 12 yards at a clip. So good stuff. You see Gibson. I like him. He comes flaring out and he lines up on the line and he gets a touchdown. Right. Nice touchdown pass. You see different ways that they're doing things with the running game that aren't just cheesy little jet sweeps. I liked what I saw for the most part yesterday after the first quarter.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's you saw the offense come together. I was kind of quiet and kind of baffled the past few weeks of this offense, which I know what I saw last year from Scott Turner, and I saw it in the first quarter when Heineke was so off. He was just off, and you either mark that up to nerves or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, the plays were there to be had. And
there was tight coverage, but put the ball out in front.
Yeah, put the ball out in front of him. I mean, he was throwing 3 yards behind. He almost had 5 fucking picks in the first goddamn quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But I got one more sit down and shut the fuck up.
Okay.
And this still has to do with the running game. I'm hearing from the likes of Eric Bickle from the Sports Junkies that he was pissed off at fucking Scott Turner for not allowing Taylor Heineke to run the ball more. Okay. They don't want Taylor Heineke to run.
Yeah, he's the backup. You're going to have to go to the rookie if he gets hurt.
I don't understand. And I saw this on Twitter too. I don't fucking understand how y'all can't get this through your fucking heads. He is a little tiny fucking guy. You do not want him to run.
He's a tiny guy.
And people are just trying to pick at stuff just to fucking pick up stuff. So please, Eric Bickle and all those I saw yesterday that were upset in a win, mind you, against Aaron Rodgers, that you're upset that they didn't have to call more running plays for Taylor Heineke. Shut the fuck up.
Sit down and shut the fuck up.
Shut up! Shut up!
Sit the fuck down and shut up.
Shut up and sit down.
Will you shut up?
Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
Right. And I think that should be a permanent sit the fuck down and shut up to all the sports junkies. Frankly, yes. I've been tired of them for 20 years.
Yeah. There's a sports show that don't know anything about sports. So, yeah.
So yesterday, in the middle of this win, I got some texts from you here. Let's see here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, Jesse has definitely sworn off social media, but I'm going to give you guys a taste of what it's like to be on the mass text between Jesse, Keith, and myself. Keith, of course, is in the crowd. I'm on social media watching what all you people say and saying whatever the hell I want. Let's see. Where did we start with Jesse? Let me see here.
I said, I'm glad I actually got COVID. Fuck this shit. I'm glad I'm not at the game. That turnover, because that was when we got the
fumbled punt.
The muff punt. I said that turnover isn't going to matter.
Jesse said that turnover isn't going to matter.
And then isn't that when we missed the 47-yard field goal attempt?
People say that his accuracy was off. I'm thinking, dude, that pole is only about 6 inches wide, and he hit it. That's pretty fucking good.
After that miss, I said, "Told y'all."
All right, so then we hear enjoying the sea of green down there, Keith. Keith replied, "Of course, it sucks to see it." Now, this was right after Taylor Heineke completely overthrew that one shot to the end zone. And I said, "Be careful down there, Keith. One of those errant passes might put your eye out." Because he's like 5 rows from the fucking field. And, the way Heineke was throwing that pass into the end zone, I thought, damn, heads up. That's careful. Let's see. All right. Yeah, this was stupid. Moose Johnston.
Yeah.
Moose Johnston did the game yesterday, which, for one, I don't even know how that fits with Moose Johnston. I just figured I'd do it anyway. But look, he's always been anti-Redskins. He was a Dallas Cowboy, right? He always has been. This little comment that he made about how he's enjoyed watching Cole Holcomb's career.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yes.
Have you really been watching? I don't know.
That's why I texted you. I said, in quotes, "I enjoyed watching Cole Holcomb's entire career." And
Moose is an idiot.
Moose is an idiot.
Right. I said he's a fullback. He led with his head a lot. But I think what he was trying to say is, I've really enjoyed watching Cole Holcomb's career, because I think right now even I could go out there and beat that motherfucker on a little out pattern.
Yeah.
So, but
I will say this. Cole had a good game.
Yeah, he did. The whole defense had a pretty good game.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a moment.
We will get to that in just a moment. But let me see. Heineke is terrible. This came at 1:50 in the afternoon. So we're about maybe halfway through the second quarter, and we get Jesse telling me Heineke is terrible. I miss Carson Wentz.
Yeah. This was bad. This was bad. This was a bad part of the game for me.
Right. Then he went on to say, "The only saving grace is my hero Scott Turner is actually calling a good game. Taylor Heineke is just not accurate. Plenty of plays out there to be had. We should be running up and down the field. Instead, almost thrown 5 interceptions, had a pick 6 and a fumble 6. Smack my head." All right, well, I think that's about enough of that shit. So, yes, the only thing that was missing from yesterday is "fuck this, I'm going home," because you were at home. So I was expecting "fuck this, I'm going to go take a shower."
Yeah.
So the crowd, all right? We were talking about the crowd a second ago. One of the other things that people on social media have been crying about is the fact that Julie Donaldson said on the I guess she didn't realize they were still live, and she said, "There's a lot of Packer fans here," and a producer said, "Don't talk about it." Which, what the fuck do you people expect? I just want to know, how many of you people were born yesterday? Because you certainly don't seem to understand how the goddamn world works. This is the Washington Commanders broadcast. You think they're going to try to put out bad information like that? You think that they're not going to try to hype their team? They are homers in the tank for the Commanders. But you got to bitch about something. So bitch about that.
Oh, it's always something. Oh, and now they're bitching about the seat cushions. They don't have enough padding on them.
God damn!
I mean, fucking shit, man.
It was free.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's free, and understand this. It's not a seat cushion. It's a memento for you to have of the day that you went to the game and watched the Commanders beat Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. It's something like that. It's not a piece of furniture, you goddamn hillbillies. These motherfuckers are wanting to go home and put it on the cable reel that they call a goddamn recliner. You know why they call it a recliner? Because they got a fucking milk crate from behind Wawa that they can use to prop their feet up on while they're sitting on the goddamn cable reel. So, yeah. Sit down. Shut up. All right. So I'm done being negative about things. We had a pretty good football game yesterday. Terry McLaurin, man. Every week, that dude shows up, shows out. I like you could see early on that Heineke relies on him, which I think is really good, because usually when you see the backup quarterback coming in, you'll start to see a spike in numbers of backup receivers because that's who he's throwing to all the time.
Yeah.
He's throwing to, that's who he's throwing to in practice a lot. But he loves Terry McLaurin, and I like it. Force Terry the ball. Force Terry the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, good things happen when Terry McLaurin has the ball. Just listen, that play with there was over 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes left, where Terry got the ball and then he took all his might. The defender's trying to get him out of bounds, and he's just towing that line to stay in bounds to run more time off the clock. That's just, man, he earned his bag in that game yesterday.
He earned his bag many times over. And
That's true.
Yesterday he showed you why it's worth it and what he means to this franchise.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that dude. So I honestly, I don't think I've ever seen anybody ever write one negative thing about Terry McLaurin.
They shouldn't.
They should not.
If they did, they should, they should be grounded for the rest of their lives.
They should be. Send them home. All right. So let me see. What are we talking about now?
Let's
Brian
move to
Robinson. Let's move to the defense.
Yeah.
I lose track. I know I'm a bad host because I don't really give a fuck.
No, it's okay. It's okay. we'll forgive you. Let us slide this time.
I don't care.
Each and every week, the defense gets better and better and better.
Yeah. Dude, sitting William Jackson III seems to have done a hell of a difference, isn't it?
That did a hell of a lot. And Wild Goose, he had some mistakes yesterday, but give props to him.
As you think.
The young guy is coming to play every single down. The defense did not have to blitz at all yesterday. I don't know if you caught Aaron Rodgers' comments after the game. They said it was a simple game plan for them. They were playing too high. They played little man, and they just sat back. They didn't have any blitzes. They didn't need to blitz. They didn't. They didn't need to do anything else. And
he was hurt.
He's taking shots at his offensive play calling. Is what he's doing.
I'm not telling the Packers or Aaron Rodgers how to run their business because I don't give a shit. I hope he's a rival. I don't have any ill will towards Aaron Rodgers, but fuck off. Go lose 4 football games. That's fine with me. But the fact of the matter is he's hurt. All right, his thumb is hurt. A hurt thumb on a throwing hand, he can't get a good grip on the ball. That's why. Look, in the fourth quarter, at the end of the game, they are well within range of one of Aaron Rodgers' patented fucking throw it up goddamn Hail Mary touchdown passes, miracle plays. And they run that flippy-flu little goddamn lateral shit, right?
Another thing, too, they had one long ball. The rest of the game, it was all short stuff.
You can't throw it.
It was not only that, because this goes back for the past couple of weeks. He hasn't been throwing the ball down the field. He doesn't have the receivers to do it. Alan Lazard?
Yeah, he's been hurt a little bit too.
Is their only decent playmaker, and Cobb is older than dirt.
He's hurt. He didn't play.
So they don't have the talent in the receiver room.
Right.
Not everybody, and you saw this from Tom Brady's. It's Father Time catches up too, man.
Yeah.
The
fuck was up with that?
Yeah, don't even get me started on that.
We'll talk about that this week.
Yeah, I lost a little bit of chunk on that one.
You did.
But it's the fact of the matter is, and Yam put his comment back up. Yeah, you should bite your tongue there, buddy, because the D is playing very solid. And it's all around. It's even the secondary, moving St. Juice to the outside was that was
stroke. It was a very good move. Very good move. I almost said stroke of genius about Jack Del Rio.
But listen, you can't deny that Jack has them playing well. He's calling good games.
He does. And there's things that I would like to see them do a little bit more of, like disguise a little better. But at the bottom line of the, they're holding teams down. And that's what they got to do. They're holding teams down. 21 points yesterday, right?
And listen,
9 last week.
They only gave up 14 to the offense. The other one was a pick 6.
Right.
So go back to right after Jamin Davis was drafted. Okay. We sit here time and time again, week after week. listen, you guys, we have to show patience for this. This guy is a project. This guy is going to take a year, maybe even a year and a half before he starts paying dividends.
We're right about there now.
And guess what? We're
Yeah.
right there right now. And he is playing so well right now. You see him going after hitting the holes. He's staying with running backs when he has to go out in coverage. He's our best linebacker right now by far.
Yeah, I saw him in the middle several times yesterday, and you're right. Yesterday it was noticeable how much better he's gotten. You're right. His reaction.
Aaron Jones is one of the best
he's a
running
Pro Bowl
backs
back
in the league,
Yeah.
and he basically shut him down.
Now, their touchdown. I got a gripe. Okay, their touchdown. Look, if a wide receiver or a tight end or anybody, if you catch a pass, all right, and you have the ball, two hands tucked away, but you got to complete the play, right? You got to complete the play and come down in the end zone with the ball.
I know where this is going.
Right. I don't see why, for a running back, the instant it crosses the plane of the goal line, it's a touchdown, whether he's airborne or not. Complete the play, come down, because that was a fumble, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, I that is a question for the competition committee. I'm sure they've talked about it before
for years,
but
going back to Megatron getting ripped off.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, you got to complete the play.
Yeah,
I agree.
Complete the play. And I mean, honestly, I shouldn't say that I think that he probably would have been called a fumble yesterday, because I do believe that his knee was down as he was going over the plane before he actually lost the ball. So he probably would have had a touchdown anyway, but still, that's just always something that rankles me. Something else that always rankles me, whenever anybody always asks, okay, if you had to change one rule about the NFL, what would it be? And for me, it's automatic first down, 5-yard penalty for illegal contact. And I hate that shit because it's so arbitrary. It's so fucking, you can call it anywhere at any time. And usually we get fucked on it. Like 2 weeks ago, we had a turnover taken away for a ticky-tack. But yesterday,
we got one back.
Boy, I'll tell you what, that referee, I wrote a tweet yesterday afternoon that's the chances that Dan Snyder has this referee's daughter in a cage at the bottom of his yacht, 61%. And of course, I get the people, that wasn't funny, man. You shouldn't joke about things like that. Fuck off. Yes, I should. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Do I really think Dan Snyder kidnapped this guy's daughter and stuck her in the boat? I didn't on that play, but a couple of calls later, I started to wonder, because we did get the benefit of the doubt from the refs yesterday, and I'm not used to that.
No, the refs were terrible yesterday on both sides. But listen,
they were on our side. That's fine with me.
We've gotten shafted so many times. We were due for the
something.
Yeah. Going back to the defense,
yes.
I think we are going to get Chase back in the next couple of weeks. He won't be back this week, but he's in the protocol now, whereas the 21-day
come back for the Vikings.
So there's a very, very good chance we'll see him back. And you're right. We should have got a roughing the passer on that 1/3 down.
Yes.
100% we should have got that. But things are starting to look up. We're going to get Logan back hopefully next week, Jahan in the next couple of weeks. There is a chance to string together a few wins here, and you never know. This is still early. This is not even halfway through the season yet.
Right.
Right.
I mean, right. We looked bad 3 weeks ago. All right. But okay. 3 weeks ago.
There's so many different ebbs and flow of a season, man. It really is. Now, I am not saying that we're playoff bound by any means, but what I am saying is we haven't seen this defense play this well since 2020. We're got familiarity back under center, and now
they're playing better on the line. Yeah, they're playing better.
The line's playing better, and now we got more weapons on offense than we did last year. if Taylor can manage to limit the mistakes, manage the game,
right,
and let the playmakers make the plays, okay, there's a chance that we could see some good ball coming up, because the defense, and this going back to the defensive side of the ball, like I said before, they're playing like we expected them to play coming out of that 2020 season.
yesterday the defensive line. I'm trying to see here real quick. Did we get any sacks yesterday?
No.
Yeah, we got none. But
we had a lot of pressures,
right?
And also Aaron Rodgers got rid of the ball so quick.
Right. I thought that the defensive line played well. They kept him hemmed in because thumb or not, he can still run around back there, and he can take off. I thought that they did a good job in containing him. And yeah, if he's got a hurt thumb and can't throw it, let him throw it. What's going to hurt? I thought F.A. Obata played a really good football game, man. I just love seeing that dude when he's out there. His arms are so fucking long. Get him up in the air, buddy. He had a nice tackle on Jones early in the game, and he shoved him after he got up. I thought that was pretty good.
One thing that the defense is lacking, since Yam has brought it up, we are not getting turnovers.
We got one yesterday.
Yet. Well, that was on special teams. But I'm talking about the defense. We haven't forced any fumbles. Nope. We haven't, besides week 1, Derek Forrest, and that name's been quiet since week 1.
That's okay. 2. I was saying the same thing. But Bobby McCain's name has been quiet too because we're not bitching about him.
Yeah. Cam Curl has been playing like an all-pro. He's the number 1 rated safety in the entire NFL from PFF. Mm-hmm. It's so good to have him back. But yes, he did. Aaron, and that was just a perfect ball from Aaron Rodgers to Aaron Jones. I mean, that was Cam had good coverage. That just was 2 playmakers making a play. So I'm not gonna come down on Cam for that touchdown that he gave up yesterday. It was just a Hall of Fame quarterback throwing it to a Pro Bowl running back. Look, I think I think this defense can get even better. Calls and terms. We did not have to blitz. We did not blitz one time yesterday. Yeah. Not once. And Aaron Rodgers is looking to the sideline. What the fuck was that? He caught that on camera. What the fuck was that?
Yep.
So listen, I do have. We were not very. We didn't have a whole lot of hope for the defense coming into the season, but I think things are starting to turn around for them.
The problem with that is that that's such a. We should have hope for this defense. This defense has talent on it.
We should, but we didn't.
That's the problem.
Right.
But
we just didn't.
I noticed yesterday we had an Aaron Rodgers, an Armani Rodgers, and an Amari Rodgers yesterday in the game.
So
that's just an interesting
we were in Rodgers' neighborhood.
That's right. We had an Aaron Jones too. So we were going all over that kind of thing. All right. So anyway, why don't we do some butt pats and head smacks?
Butt pat.
Here we go.
Head smack.
Get out of here.
All right. Who gets your first offensive butt pat of the day?
My first offensive butt pat of the day, of course, the man of the hour, Mr. Terry McLaurin.
Butt pat. Attaboy.
I did the wrong one.
Get out of here.
I hit the wrong one.
Attaboy.
There you go for Terry. That's a good. Yeah, man. Get the ball in Terry's hands and things happen. The dude, he's a consummate football player. He's a 100% competitor. I love that touchdown yesterday. Did you see his stare down when he got up?
Oh yeah. And the thing about Terry, he will bail you out. I don't think Carson gave him enough chances. Even with Carson's errant throws, throw it to Terry, he'll catch him. I mean, you saw them all day. Besides that 37-yard touchdown pass, there was not one other pass I think that was on target for Terry that he didn't have to go up and get.
He's used to that. He had a whole season of it last year.
Even that 1/3, it was 3rd and 9 where he had to come back and get it. I mean, Jair Alexander was all over him. I mean, Heineke just threw up a prayer and
that's how he's got a lot of completions in the past,
That is true.
He's thrown up a lot of prayers.
Throw it up and say a prayer. Yeah.
Terry's going to help you out. And he does. That's the thing. And he is such a team leader. Everybody in this city loves him, including his team, including his quarterbacks. And that's just all around good. All right. My butt pat for offense is going to go to Antonio Gibson. Dude had a great game. He had a great game. That touchdown catch was perfect. Nice little toe tap to get the ball in.
Good pass by Taylor too. Good pass.
Yeah, put it up there where you can get it.
Listen, I know a lot of people think that I hate Taylor, and that's not the case. I will praise him when he deserves to be praised, but I will Just tell it like it is.
And you own every Taylor Swift CD. Don't
I
you?
sure do. Yeah.
That's what I thought. All right. So my butt pat is definitely for Antonio Gibson. And I will also say this. I don't ever want to see Dax Milne return another kickoff. It just looks so different when Gibson has the ball.
Yeah.
He comes out of there. Yeah.
The bad thing about that, and I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm sure there was a reason why Dax Milne came in on that kickoff. But that ball hit at the 1 yard line. If that ball would have bounced the other way,
I know
that's a live ball.
He's doing his little fucking safety act before the ball even touches the ground, and I'm like, and I saw the same thing you did. It bounced at the 1. Holy shit! Because that's a live ball.
Yeah, it's a live ball.
They
Man.
catch that.
I mean,
that would be insane. But just the way Gibson comes out running and how fast he is. Every one of his returns went past the 25. They didn't go very far. But
still,
you can see it. The potential for breakage is there.
But the thing about it is, does your butt pucker every time he runs it out thinking that the ball is going to hit the turf? Because mine sure as hell does. It does. Like, oh, don't hold on to that damn thing.
Not really on a play like on a kickoff so much.
No, mine does. It's like, oh God, don't fumble. Fucking don't fumble.
I'm feeling pretty good about it right now. And he's been coming in with the 1-2 punch of Robinson softening up the defense. He's been finding those creases and finding those holes and hitting.
I feel more. I like the way that Gibson handles the kickoffs, and I feel more comfortable with him. At the running back position right now because of Robinson. It's just I just don't want that ball to hit the turf. That's it.
Right. So I'm going to give it. Go ahead. I'm going to give that for Antonio Gibson. Attaboy. All right. So defensive butt pat. Who you got?
I got another offense of butt pat. Scott
pat
Turner.
The whole offense on the ass. Oh,
Scott Turner. I thought he had. He called a really good game. It wasn't perfect, but it just shows that the offense is a lot more opened up with someone that understands it under center.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
If Scott Turner let you touch his balls, would you?
Probably. A little flick. A little tickle.
There you go. All right. So Scott Turner, I'm not going to give him an attaboy. I will give an attaboy to Taylor Heineke for that second half. He settled in. He played well, and we won. Yeah. We didn't accidentally win. So
listen, we really could have because we all 4 quarters. If Taylor was on point, we handled that team.
Yeah,
and it shouldn't have been as close as it was. To be honest,
that's what I was. Like I said, I was talking to Andy on the Commander Bunker podcast, and that was my overall takeaway of the game. This is a team that's on a downward spiral. All right. Yep. Don't let them use us for a get right game. Okay. Yep. If one of the hallmarks of a team that's good is that they handle their business against teams that they should. All right. And usually the team that they should handle their business against is us. Right.
Yeah.
But they went out yesterday. They handled their business against the team that was in a funk, that's in a downward spiral, made their life more miserable, and won the football game. So that's a possible benchmark that you can look at as maybe a turning point if it actually does indeed turn.
Could not.
We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and give another one to the offensive line. They did well. There wasn't a whole lot of pressure back there for Heineke. He did manage to escape a couple of times, but overall, I think that they're playing a lot better.
And another thing too, and this goes back to the people that expected Heineke to run more. They had a spy on Heineke for a lot of the game. Number 7, I forget who it was, but yes, they contained him very well, and that's why he could not run as well too. So there was a lot of mitigating factors as reason why. And I don't want to see him run. We need our backup quarterback to stay healthy right now.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. You've got to have. Right, exactly. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that still are out there that think, okay, go ahead and throw Howell in there. Nope. No, no, not yet. Nope. All right. Nope. So, okay. Defense, butt pat.
I started off with Jack Del Rio. I think he didn't get too cute. He played a basic defense, and they got the job done.
Yeah, I agree. I got to give one to Jack for that. And lately, like we said, the defense has been playing better. Yeah. They've been playing more aggressive. And maybe all of his noise about that shit was right. We see with William Jackson out, there's better discipline on the defense. They're a little bit better at what they're doing. Of course, got to take in factor for the competition. But So we'll go with that.
Listen, since the Cowboys game, I think they've done. They have been playing a lot better. Even the Cowboys, even the Eagles game, they started to click. I think after that Detroit game, they were like, okay, something's got to give. And Jackson, I forget what was the first game he was out. He got hurt on, but that definitely has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
The communication
playing a lot better.
Yeah, the communication in the secondary is a hell of a lot better. Cam Curl came back. You got one of your probably your second best player on the field besides John Allen on that defense side of the ball. It has a lot to do with it as well.
All right, so my defensive butt pat, I'm going to go ahead and say is Jamin Davis, just because
he
was all over the field. He is looking like a first-round pick. All right, he's still learning. Right,
he's getting there.
Right, and that's the thing. He's getting there and playing very well while he's getting there.
He's so fast, man. He's so fast.
When he hits like a ton of bricks too. So I'm gonna give Jamin Davis this, but then I'm gonna run away because I don't want him to hit me for it. Attaboy. There you go. Yep. Smack on the ass for Jamin Davis. All right, what about some head smacks? Go ahead. Let me get me some offensive head smacks.
First quarter and a half, Taylor Heineke. I mean, you. Get out of here. It was rough. It was rough going in that, about, I don't know, about 24 minutes, 25 minutes or something like that. It was a rough start to the game for him. So,
as I might say. Don't let that throw to McLaurin fool y'all. Taylor Heineke will still wind up breaking our hearts somehow. Texting with Jesse during the football game. Boy, I tell you. You get a lot of this. But I'm not going to play that whole thing.
Hey, don't fuck around with how I fan. I don't care.
Right.
Good comment
from
Yam. Rather have QB not run. Only when you have to. Yeah.
Right.
We plenty of ways plenty of weapons to run. Even Samuel, man. I like what we've done with Samuel this year, getting him involved in different ways. He is kind of like a multi-tool man. Yeah, he has taken some of the stuff that we feared, away from JD McKissick, but that's okay, man. That's
a good problem.
It's a good problem to have. There's no such thing as too many weapons.
That's right. I had a thought in my mind and I couldn't remember what it was. So that's what happens when you get old, ladies and gentlemen.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Excuses like assholes. Everybody got them.
Mine certainly seems to itch a lot more lately. It's another old guy thing. God damn it. What the hell?
You got some anal leakage going on or something.
No, nothing like that.
Swamp ass.
All right. So let's see. I would have to say that my head smack on the offensive side of the football. It's really hard. It's hard to pick one.
It is. It really is because I mean,
you know what? I'll be very specific. Taylor Heineke for thinking that Cole Turner is fucking 15 feet tall. Dude, I'm telling you what. That first pass he threw to him was so tall. When he came down, he hit his head. I was surprised they let him back in the game. You see him walking off the field?
Yeah,
he was in freaking Oz. That dude was in La La Land.
Yeah, that second pass that took him out. It's yes. And
isn't that who he overthrew in the end zone? He threw it to like row Z.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna steal Keith's favorite phrase, and he's got a wide catch radius, but it's not that wide. Fucking that wide.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so that's mine right there for that. Okay, so defensive head smack. Go ahead.
Shit.
It's hard to find one.
I don't have one.
Yeah, it's hard to find one yesterday.
The only thing I can think of is Wild Goose gave up a penalty on 3rd down. I think that's the only one I can think of really right now.
All right, so we'll just do we'll just do this mildly. Let's see. So for a Wild Goose, don't take it personally.
Yeah,
we'll just turn it. We'll turn it way down. I don't have one on the defensive side. I don't think anybody made any real glaring mistakes.
No.
I think they played a contained game and they contained them well. But I'll swap on over to special teams on the other hand.
Yeah. Let me. I kind of want to give a butt pat and a head smack. To somebody.
I got
the
a
same
butt
person.
Well, okay, it's head smacks for me. Get out of here. Two costly penalties on special teams, man. Come on, you know I get it when they. I made a joke yesterday. Number 47 caught for holding. Right, I don't even know who 47 is. Caught for holding.
Kaliki Hudson, I think.
Kaliki Hudson. Oh, welcome back to the team, Kaliki fucking Holdson. But I wrote in the Twitter. I wrote, "Oh, damn it, Chris Cooley," right? And then some guy was like, "I must be missing something. He hasn't played special teams in 10 years." I was like, "Yeah, he ain't even
hasn't played football."
Yeah, the dude didn't get the. I had to tell him, "Look, dude, it was a joke."
No, it could have been John Bostic. Is Kaliki Hudson? Did he get called up? Because I know he was on the.
He got called up. Yeah, he got called up.
It could have been John Bostic. It could have been John Bostic.
47.
Yeah,
I think he's the linebacker. Well, I think that's Kaliki Hudson's number. But either way, that punt would have been blocked if he didn't hold. So that's another reason to just give the entire. Get out of here. Right.
Yeah, I got
to tighten some things up.
I got a butt pat for Tressway.
Attaboy.
He is he's one of the top 3 punters in this league.
Yeah.
But then I also have a head smack to Tressway. That final putt that he had was not a very good punt whatsoever. I mean, it probably went 35 yards in the air, and it put Green Bay. I was like, oh shit, we're going to lose this game because of that. But yeah, that's other than that, I think the special teams, besides the penalties, they've been playing very well lately too, because ever since the Detroit game, they were giving up chunks.
Oh yeah, they got ripped apart. Yeah.
But since then they've turned it around, and they've even got a couple turnovers. I think two muff punts.
2 turnovers in the last 2 weeks, and that's where my butt pat. Attaboy. I mean, they got a good turnover right then and there, even though it caused Jesse absolutely no excitement because he was crying. That's not going to do us any good because Taylor Heineke's going to fuck it all.
It did. We didn't get any points out of it. So let's be realistic here.
Taylor Heineke's going to fuck. That's right. That's when Joey Sly hit the upright. Yep. Joey Sly. You know,
and stop with. Listen, we do not have a kicker problem.
No, we don't.
Happens.
You want to talk about accuracy? You know how wide a goddamn upright is? He hit that motherfucker from about 40 yards away. That's pretty hard to do.
I saw somebody, Chad. God, what's his last name? From
Chad Powers from Penn State University.
No, from Australia.
Chad Ryan.
Chad Ryan putting up memes of Dustin Hopkins. Like, it's the one where Wolverine's sitting in bed looking at a picture frame, and then underneath of it doesn't. Listen, we are glad Dustin Hopkins gone. I don't care what anybody says. Even though he's playing well in San Diego, he's hurt.
Yeah,
he would not be playing well here. So shut the fuck up.
It's either way. Kickers, sometimes they go south and they need a change of. Sometimes they need to change. They move around the league like you wouldn't believe. He's not the only one, for God's sakes. Kickers are everywhere. The only one, Justin Tucker's an anomaly, right? Yeah. That shit's an anomaly when a guy stays.
Mason Crosby's been in Green Bay for like 400 years too.
You know, I think Mason Crosby, and Davis Mills should get together and have a cup of tea. All right, so my butt pat on the special teams is going to go to Percy Butler for fumble recovery. You know, and like I said when I was talking with Andy on the Command Bunker podcast today, that's right, I'm advertising my appearance on the Command Bunker podcast today. But you know, you create your own luck in football, and the way that they've gotten these 2 muff punts is they've got guys down there around the ball. You know, and that's quality. So ups and downs for the special teams. Bad penalties. Get out of here. But another turnover. Attaboy.
Yeah. No, I think overall this game was fine. You know,
it's a win.
A win is a win. It is a good win. And I do think Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. Okay. I don't think
it says on his driver's license.
He himself have lost anything. They have some issues going on right now, but I fully believe they're going to turn around and they'll be in the thick of the wild card race before it's all said and done. We beat a good franchise yesterday. That was a good win, and And hey, a win is a win. Even the Chicago win, it wasn't pretty, but
these are the teams you got to handle your business against, right? And the Chicago game wasn't pretty. They handled their business. Yesterday, they handled their business. And I know it's only a 2-point win, but who cares?
Hey,
who cares?
A win only counts once in the column.
This ain't college, right? I mean, points differential and shit like that. If we get down to arguing about that, we've had a pretty good season,
That's true.
Considering how it started. All right, so we're coming up on 1 hour exactly. Why don't we say goodbye and be able to stick with our allotted time?
Sure, just 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
No,
2-minute warning.
So the team decided to take signs away from people that were holding it up.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of classless.
It was classless.
Yeah.
This is a Snyder thing, though.
Yeah.
Look,
it was Dan Snyder saying, you gotta go get those people out there. They can't.
Right.
But the whole stadium was shouting, sell the team. Even though I think it was kind of low class, they were doing it during the cancer. Don Snyder's like cancer bit. That kind of made me feel kind of yucky.
That's what protest is about. Make you feel uncomfortable.
But the point is getting across. I think it was the first time I heard a chant, sell the team, sell the team, sell the team.
Well, they did it when Brian Robinson was getting interviewed on Prime.
Yeah, but that was like a little small group of people. This was like the whole stadium fucking yelling.
And I'll tell you what, anybody that's interested, way back in like 2008, 9, I want to say, Dan Snyder banned any signs in the stadium that were critical of him. Okay. He did. Jim Zorn was our coach, right? The week before that, I had done a cartoon where I had made Dan Snyder this little tiny General Pinochet type character. And if you don't know who General Pinochet is, goddamn it, educate yourselves, you little bastards. He was a Chilean dictator with all the medals of the army shit all over his chest, and go educate yourself. He's a bad guy. So I made Snyder a little dictator with Vinny, and they were going to execute Jim Zorn, right? So the next week, I used to do a cartoon once a week. All right. If you want links, holler at me on Twitter at Bang Radio Hour. You can see me right there, and I'll send you a couple of links. You can look at a few old cartoons, and you'll have a good time. But the next week, he banned these signs that were critical of him in the stadium. And that week, we were playing in Atlanta, right? This was so cool. In Atlanta, on the TV, I could see a person in the fucking stands with a sign of my little General Pinochet Dan Snyder character holding it up. So I did another cartoon the next week of Dan Snyder and Vinny Testaverde riding around the stadium in a golf cart like cops taking people's fucking signs away and shit. It's actually one of my favorite cartoons of the 150 odd cartoons I've produced. So if you want to see that, give me a holler. I'll send you a link. It's pretty goddamn funny if you ask me.
That's awesome. Awesome.
So yeah, but everybody, bring your sell the team shirts, signs, bumper stickers. Bring them to the stadium. Make Dan Snyder shut you up. That's right. Make him shut you up. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
I had a horny for Zerny shirt. This is when I used to listen to Sports Junkies. I think they produced a shirt or made a shirt that said "horny for Zorny," and I got one. Yeah, I think I still have it somewhere. When Jim Zorn, we were on that 6 and I think we were like 6-3 at the time or something. But yeah.
Can you describe just how Jim Zorn made you feel, Jesse?
Just luscious.
Luscious. Get the fuck out of here with luscious.
I think it's time to go.
It's definitely time to go. Jesse seems to have suddenly developed himself a horn for Zorn. He's going to go get himself a bottle of Jergens. Good luck, man. You've got all kinds of cold medicine running through it.
Yeah.
All right. I hope you're feeling better soon. What do we say? Left hand up or left finger up? Whatever.
Middle finger up. Left middle finger up.
We got to win. We got to win. So.
A win is a win is a win is a win.
We'll see you Friday. We're going to break down the Indianapolis Colts and their laughable situation.
And the fact that they benched Matt Ryan and going to Ellinger. I think Ellinger. He was the quarterback for the Texas University. Yeah, Longhorns.
Ellinger.
So
I remember
he is a Heineke type of player. So just straight up right now, I'm more worried about this kid than I am Matt Ryan. So until Friday.
We'll see you then.
Later.